Namaskaram friends. Today I am going to speak about a very petrifying, horrific, gruesome. In fact, I am running out of adjective to describe the incident. You might have understood what I am speaking about. I am speaking about the horrific and gruesome rape and murder or murder of rape, whichever order I do not know exactly, of a medical intern that happened in the duty hours, which is considered to be the safest zone for a woman. Had it happened in an obscure corner in the midnight in any part of the city, political leaders, intellectuals would have started blaming the lady itself for the event, that incident that happened. What was the length of her skirt? What was the mother of two doing at the nightclub? Was she drunk? Did she smoke? All kind of allegations would have been put on her. But unfortunately, the incident has happened in the safest place that is considered for a lady to be there. Fingers could not be raised by the so-called leaders against the character of the lady or the place or the dress or any such considerations. And because of this, there is a collective rage that is seen amongst, not only in India, but across the nation, which they have prompted them to come to the street and protest against this horrific incident and asking for justice. Let me discuss today this particular issue of the brutality, the rape, and the tormentation of the lady in a broader perspective. Very sadly, I am sharing a fact with you, which is very disturbing. In every year, 30,000 women are being raped in the country. This is the statistics from the government of India. Despite of the fact of the selective outrage against this particular incident that is happening today, it is also sadly a fact that women across the country silently suffer day in and day out, day throughout the country in every nook and corner. It seems in this sovereignistic society, we have reached the nadir in terms to the respect that a person is supposed to show to a lady in respect to the dignity of the lady. Let me delve a little bit deep into it for the reasons for this kind of a deterioration in the value and the culture in the Indian system. If we go back to the land mythology, we always find the concept of Matrideva Bhava, wherein we have more goddesses than God in India. There is Ma Durga, Ma Kali, Mansa, Amba Devi. Every small hamlet to the city, you'll find goddesses more powerful and respected than the male god. Even the entire nation, all people bow down to these female gods who are portrayed as powerful and at the same time have compassion of a female. In this land where we have always worshipped ladies in the form of mother, in the form of God, how can there be so much of a deterioration of the value system than we turn to such brutality, which I will even not call it animalistic, but animals also do not do like that. Even coming from the mythology to the Vedic era, if we see, again, there was a lot of respect for the ladies in the Vedic era. We find ladies of power and substance like Lopamudra, Maitreyi, Gargi. They have contributed various hymns which have been chanted by the Vedic gurus throughout the ages. We have the instances in Ramayana and Mahabharata where a humiliation and insult of a lady has been met with the war of a big proportion, where multitude of people have died in order to protect the honor and dignity of a woman. If you look at the history, India has always been a peaceful nation. It has been attacked more than it had attacked other countries. At each attack, there is an invasion, not only in the foreign armies, but as well as with the culture of the foreign countries. There is a lot of amalgamation of the foreign cultures, of the destroyer and the attackers who came and become a part of India, and the cultures mixed with each other, which diluted the value system and tradition, which I personally feel of the Vedic ages, of the earlier respect that Indians used to show to women. I am not blaming any particular country or culture about it. But when different cultures mix together, there has to be certain kind of influence of one over the other. In the Middle Ages, we find instances wherein women were banned to read the Vedas, wherein in the Vedic ages and subsequently a lot of hymns have been written by the women. Very paradoxically, women were banned to recite the Gayatri mantra, wherein Gayatri herself is a goddess. This has been a ridiculous shift in the kind of a respect that Indian culture used to show to the women of the country. With the passage of time, the chauvinistic attitude grew more stronger and stronger, and it feels it has reached its lowest point today, where brutality of this kind of is happening. Now the selective outrage that is happening pan-India will obviously be instrumental in nailing the culprit and getting him punished. But the bigger question is that, will it stop here? Will one protest stop here? In history of the last few years only, we have seen many cases, right from Nirbhaya cases in Delhi to the Hathras, Unnao case and many other cases. So we have been mostly reactive than preventive in lawmaking. We have reacted in making a law when the incident had happened. So I feel that we need to look at it in a very holistic manner. If we have to prevent this kind of incidents, if we have to secure the society, if we have to get the glory of the earlier years that Indian men had shown to the women, the kind of respect they have shown, we have to discuss about a host of issues. Let me discuss few of the issues which comes to my mind, which can be helpful and instrumental in building the society in the manner when women feel respected, they feel safe, they feel empowered. We are nobody to give them empowerment. They are powerful by themselves. But we have to create the safe environment so that the power exhibits. Some of the factors which comes to my mind is that, one is that changing the value system. Now the question comes, how do we change the value system? Now, from the very beginning, it is told that the mother is the first teacher of a child. The kind of atmosphere that is there at home does a great deal in shaping the attitude of the child. A family where lady is respected, a woman is given respect, the child also learns to show respect. But very sadly, in many Indian homes, women are not shown respect, and the child grows up seeing that aspect. Second, another factor, which is another important factor, is that, and nowadays it is more pertinent because of the media has invaded every home, is the kind of movies and the language and the kind of projection of the woman that happens in the series or in the movies. Children grew up seeing this. There is a lot of objectification of the woman in the movies, in the ads. And when a child grows up seeing all these things, what kind of attitude towards the women will he develop? The one side, he is not finding respect of a woman at home by the family members, even very sadly by some senior women. At the same time, the media is projecting women as an object, as a sexual gratification object. That all needs to change. If we have to bring about a holistic change, we need to change the systems and inculcate the right values in the child when he grows up. Second, we need to revamp the entire education system. The NEP is in place. There's a lot of thought process behind it. And I am seriously hoping that the education system and the basic value system that needs to be inculcated will start from the very beginning in the school, at the same time at home. Third aspect is that we have been shying away from sex education as a taboo. India is a land of Khajura and Batsayan, and we need to teach the child the proper sex education from the school level itself, though so they do not think it is a taboo and their curiosity increases. Fourth thing that comes to my mind is the revamping of the entire police force. The new criminal code is in place, but still, if you see the ratio of the police forces in India as compared to US, in US there is a 375 police people for 1 lakh population, whereas in India it is 152 only. Whereas it is generally considered the awareness of the US people is more. So as compared to that, it should have been more, not less. So that is disturbing the entire security scenario. Secondly, the police system, if we talk about, the number of female polices are very less. Now, when an incident of this kind of happens, a lady feels very much hesitant to go to a police officer because of the kind of questions that is being put. Though The court has ordered at different time to be very precise and no, in-house or in-camera proceedings. But if you go to the nook and corner in the villages, does it really happen? So you need more female in the system. Next, if you see about the forensic system, we need to revamp that also. Why I am saying this about the forensic? Because in the last few years, as per statistics, there have been 36 cases wherein the trial court has pronounced death judgment to a rape accused, whereas the higher courts found it to be a false allegation and they have been freed after years of in jail. So there are two implications to it. One is that a person has unnecessarily been blamed and has become a social stigma for him and spent few years in jail. And more importantly, and where sadly the real victim is still at large, maybe raping other women. You need to have it is not the swiftness of the judgment, it needs to be the correct judgment. There is a saying that 100 sinner go scot-free, but not a single innocent should be punished. We should ensure not a single innocent is punished in this regard. So we need to take care of all these aspects to have a holistic look and change the entirety of it. Then we need to stop at the village and other level to make the women compromise. Many of the cases it happens and that they are asked to compromise by marrying or in terms of some other thing in case of rapes. Until unless we stop this kind of practices, we cannot expect this to stop by making new laws. So friends, I have tried to analyze in a holistic manner the broader perspective and the broader reasons for these things, how we can stop this kind of a brutality and accidents and not just be reactive in making one law after one incident. Today is the auspicious occasion of Raksha Bandhan, wherein a brother gives a promise to the sister that he will protect her in every circumstances. Though now it is both vice versa, both of them protect each other. But the basic essence of Raksha Bandhan is that. So today I will appeal to all the sisters that take as a gift a commitment from a brother that he will look at every other lady with respect and dignity that is befitting for them. Namaskaram.